A schedule for our lawn chores always helps, but every schedule doesn't always help everybody. You can expect to apply 2 to 6 rounds of fertilizer per season. Before you even dive into developing your fertilization schedule, you need to ask yourself these 2 questions. 1, what are my expectations? And 2, what is my grass type? The answers will have a huge impact on your frequency and timing. You've no doubt heard that you must first do a soil test. I disagree. And I've left a link below to a video that will tell you why. Watch it before you even think about barking at me in the comments. Instead, I use the eye tests. If I'm satisfied with the way the lawn looks and it appears healthy, I don't need numbers on a piece of paper suggesting that I do or don't have problems. Your primary goal when structuring a fertilizer program should simply be overall turf health. And let's be honest, most of us would judge that by its appearance and not a soil test. There really is no clear-cut way to tell someone how and when to fertilize. If there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's that this is an awfully sensitive subject. Inevitably, somebody's going to get their feathers ruffled and it turns into an I know more than you situation. We all have different circumstances, so those conversations aren't necessarily very productive. That's why we're going to break up our potential fertilizer schedules into 4 categories. We'll begin with lower expectations on warm season grass. Let's not misconstrue this. Lower expectations does not mean low expectations. It means not obsessing over perfection, and that's okay. A lawn better than it was might just be good enough for some people. Is that really so hard to believe? If you can relate to this and you've got Bermuda, St. Augustine, zoysia, or any other warm season grass, then the holiday schedule will be right up your alley. It'll take all the thought out of it. You'll know when to fertilize on time, every time. It goes like this. Your first application should go down Memorial Day weekend toward the end of May, followed by a second on the 4th of July. Now, your third and final round will make you work a little bit on Labor Day, but that's the weekend in September to wrap up fertilizing for lower expectation warm season folks. You might be thinking, well, wait, I've got lower expectations as well, but with cool season grass. That seems easy. What about me? Guess what? You're in luck. There's a holiday schedule for you too. That's our second category, lower expectations on cool season lawns. Except yours looks like this. For bluegrass, fescue, rye, and other cool season grasses, the first application should be made in mid-May, sometime before Memorial Day. You'll lay off the fertilizer for the summer and pick up with your second round over Labor Day weekend. And the third and final fertilization for the year will come just in time for the trick-or-treaters around Halloween in October. Our friends in the final 2 categories aren't satisfied with a lawn that's simply better than it was before. They strive for perfection, the undisputed best lawn on the block. If that sounds like you, it's important to understand that that will come at a price. If you want a dark green, actively growing lawn all season, you'll have to fertilize and mow more often. Keep in mind as we discuss programs for the overachievers that location will impact timing. The start and end dates for these schedules might shift slightly depending on how far north or south you are. And for the example we'll be using for Category 3, high expectations on a warm season lawn, we'll discuss a Bermuda grass schedule in the transition zone. The first round of fertilizer could go down as early as April, but is best applied the first part of May after the Bermuda has greened up 75 to 80% out of dormancy. An application can then be made every 4 to 6 weeks or monthly, with a final one going down the first part of September. That brings you up to about 5 or 6 applications for the year. For our last category, high expectations on cool season grass, you'll also notice an uptick in frequency, but at a different time of year. Unlike warm season lawns, cool season lawns should not be fertilized during the heat of summer and benefit most from fertilization in the fall in preparation for winter. The first application can be made in April, with another following in May. Both of these applications should be low in nitrogen during the spring growth flush. Higher rates of nitrogen can then be applied monthly, beginning in late August and ending in early November. But don't forget, the start and end dates may vary depending on your location. These are nothing more than schedules you could follow based off your expectations and grass type. They're not universal advice on nutrient needs or fertilizer recommendations. You'll have to dig a little deeper for that. So here's the video I mentioned earlier that will touch on it just a little bit. Thanks for watching. See you next time.